Critical Role just announced that Campaign 4 will not be switching to Daggerheart, but instead be running the 2nd edition of D&D's 5th edition. And apparently, that's a controversy. On one side, people will say they're not throwing their weight behind the game they made. And on the other, of course, it's their flagship product. And to be really honest, I wasn't going to make a video about this, but people are getting heated, and I just want to tell everyone to chill, because this is starting to feel a lot like an Edition war to me. So today, that's me, Daði Chill.
Daði Chill.
Welcome to Mystic Arts, where I don't make Critical Role content. I make DM advice videos. This is an anomaly. My name is Daði, I'm a professional writer and director, and I've been DMing for over 10 years. I was in the middle of writing a script about the West Marches style of play when I saw that my sidebar about the system change had taken up 6 pages already, and that was before I wrote about how this all connects to the game. Wanting every video to be a self-contained DMing lesson, I decided this should be its own bonus episode. People have been speculating for months now whether or not the biggest actual play in the hobby, Critical Role, would be switching systems when they started their next campaign, and the consensus online, as far as I've seen, was overwhelmingly assuming they would stop playing D&D and switch to Daggerheart, especially since there was a new edition of D&D out, D&D 5th edition, 2nd edition, so the players would have to learn some new rules regardless. At that point, why the hell wouldn't they switch? I mean, even just phrasing it gets odd. Critical Role, the creators of Daggerheart, chose to run their next main game in their competitor's system instead of their own. That is a bit weird. And maybe one day this is a decision that they will come to regret. But the part where I'm baffled is how suddenly everyone on the internet is a marketing and sales expert. And I've worked in marketing and sales for the past months on a game I made, and I can tell you, I am not an expert. Marketing and sales is a weird field that I do not understand. I know nothing about what I'm talking about. I really don't. But what I do know is this. The Edition warriors are sharpening their spears. They're ready to get mad. Mad! And, well, it takes me a hot minute to produce a video, so odds are you've already seen people getting angry. But I'm here to tell you that they're not done. The anger will continue. That is the nature of Edition wars. They never change.
War never changes.
And for a lot of people, this is their first one. It started with a catastrophic OGL blunder a while back, and it's moved to multiple fronts and proxy wars with 5e Killers, OSR, 5th edition, 2nd edition, and now Daggerheart. Critical Role made their decision, and loads of people have an opinion on it. They feel like they had a stake in the Edition war. They bought their copy of their side's favorite game after all. But listen, there's a lot we don't know. We weren't in the room where it happens. For instance, we don't know what data they had, how much they rely on the actual play versus the rest of their business. We don't know how much uncertainty surrounds going with Daggerheart versus going with D&D. How big of a risk they estimated it was given the data they had. And we don't know what their licensing with D&D is regarding Exandria, or if Matt is interested in more Exandria at all. We don't know who had to make the ultimate call, because maybe it was down to the guy running the game and what was important to him. And the most obvious thing we don't know, at least to me, is that we don't know when the decision had to be made. It might have been far enough back that they just didn't know how successful Daggerheart was going to be, whether it was viable at all when they started planning Campaign 4, or what I suspect they may even have filmed some episodes. I don't know, and that's the point. We just don't know anything about any of this. And when we don't have that data, because we're not running the company, they are. We're just the customers. All we can do is vote with our wallets. And I don't know about you, but Brennan's pitch sounded awesome. I'll be watching. But let me tell you the flip side, because here's what we do know. It would have probably been better for the hobby if an extremely famous actual play utilized a larger diversity of systems for longer campaigns. It would have been great to see Daggerheart rendered in detail with a core setting and a theme in a long-term campaign. Fans wanted Exandria by Matt in Daggerheart. Now they're not getting that. But that doesn't mean it's never happening. They've made no commitment to Campaign 5 or the length of the game or how many other streams there will be or how they're moving forward in general or how many campaign frames they're going to do and how many of those will be streamed and how often they are or aren't. I don't think this means they've abandoned anything. Daggerheart is a massive expansion for Critical Role. It's not just a little side project, it's a huge opportunity and they want to play it as cleverly as possible. If they want to win this edition war, and they might, they're not going to do it this year. First off, there's not that much left of this year. They need to play a longer game, a calculated game. They're playing chess. They've decided to play it safe with their mainline show. Detach it from their expansion plans and create a spectacle of it. They gave it to Brennan and they said, what if every 4 episodes was like its own Exandria calamity?
Fire.
And then he added, what if I then string a bunch of those together into a whole story? Yeah, awesome. That might draw in a fresh crowd, and that new crowd might then join their beacon system and get introduced to Daggerheart through their plethora of additional shows that introduced how varied their system is. And one more thing, if this new campaign, with all these constraints, more cast, but the same cast also, and Matt Cat DM he has to play, and then all of that on top, if this had been Daggerheart's debut and it bombed, that would have been terrible. This way, they can let Campaign 4 be a funnel. It's a draw for people who don't know or care about the Edition Wars. And then they're going to be exposed to more games.
You got more than you gave.
And I wanted what I got. When you got skin in the game, you stay in the game.
Critical Role abandoned Daggerheart. No, they didn't. There is so much they can still do. There is sponsored podcasts, like Dungeons and Daddies or Legends of Avantris. I mean, Matt might run a game on D20 for Brennan. Like, it's gonna be fine. Critical Role has made a banger move after a banger move for years and years. Just think back on this one. And I don't think we, the community, need to switch from D&D is dying to Daggerheart is so over. Everybody, chill. You'll be saying, we're so back in no time. I swear it's just old-timey edition warring. People are jumping ship already. And hey, you, the person listening to this video in their car while driving to your commute. 2 things. 1, be safe, don't do that. But 2, you don't have a stake in this edition war. You've already bought whatever system you're playing. You're already playing games you enjoy. You are a super consumer of this stuff. Your players probably don't know or care about, scandal or drama. And your copy of Daggerheart won't disintegrate. Everything's going to be fine. And the next time you feel like you're being drafted for the Edition Wars, remember this. Wars only benefit hawks and arms dealers. What benefits you is running fun games at your table. Do what you want at your table. The point of this video, such as it is this. It doesn't matter what anybody is doing to their IP or their brand. It doesn't matter what other players are playing, even if it's that dumb thing you hate, even if that's the amazing thing that you love. All that matters is your game and your table. There's this video from Wired about a 40-year D&D campaign that went viral a couple of years ago. I follow these guys on social media and they're amazing. Nothing about their game appeals to me. Like, it's really, really not for me, but it's for them and they love it. Those players travel across the United States for the game they've been playing for longer than I've been alive. They've homebrewed a new system as a fork with its own roots somewhere back in AD&D, and they don't care one iota about the ecology of the hobby. But look at how much fun they're having. I saw this one post from them talking about how Middle-earth was threatened by orcas, and that to them, this sounded real. To me, it doesn't. It sounds like some kind of fan fiction, but they believe in it. Those players found bliss. They don't care if WotC does another oopsie, all corporate and whatever. They're just going to play their game because no one can take it from them. The game is in their head. There's a million hobbies out there where a corporation can live patch their live service game and ruin it for you, or where updates are decided by the community on a forum, ones you might disagree with, or where games launch, fail, and vanish, or they don't work, or they used to but not anymore, or online only and nobody plays, but you are a TTRPG nerd. All you need is a brain and a math rock. You are slave to no one. I run my game at my table, and that's all that matters to me, and I think it's all that should matter to you. And if you listen to Brennan's pitch and you want to check out Critical Role's newest episode when it launches, like I will, go do that. If you'd much rather support their Daggerheart streams, go do that instead. They'll notice. Go check out Dungeons and Daddies. It's got Frey W on it. And in the interim, I urge you to forget about all of this. Don't get drafted in the Edition War. Just go run the game of your choice. The one you like. The way you like it. Nobody can stop you. And if you're not going to get sucked into the Edition Wars and you are playing a fantasy RPG of some kind, OSR, Daggerheart, or D&D, then you'll get a lot out of the Game Master's Compendium of Explosive Creation, the sponsor of today's video. It's a big book of big tables. There's 50 different archetypes in here, each with a table to determine their drives, arcs, rivals, allies, themes, and even plot hooks. If you've got no idea what you're running tonight and you're starting to panic, you can grab this book as a PDF on DriveThruRPG and roll a few tables, and you will be inspired to create a whole new story from scratch by yourself. It's also available on print on demand, and there's an affiliate link in the description and the pinned comment. And that's where we'll pick it up next time. Thanks so much for watching this video. This channel is run by me and my girlfriend, and if you want to support us directly, consider joining our Patreon and getting access to our exclusive Discord server. If you're feeling especially generous, you might like the video, comment, share, or subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified when we release new videos. Until next time, keep studying the mystic arts.